Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to another episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. I'm going to be doing something silly. So normally you always take Boiling Blood. It's a 50% damage increase against any enemy holding a cast stone, a bloodstone out on them. But we're going to take Abyssal Blood. We're going to get that 30% speed reduction, move speed reduction, and damage reduction on enemies. Because we are going to take the aspect of Arthur on the sword. We are going to go for Demeter and Dionysus boons, and we are going to go the ultimate slow build. We are going to try and make enemies movement speed and attack speed so heavily reduced that they just cease to function at a baseline. We're going to be going for a 19 heat bounty with 1 level of lasting consequences, maxing out jury summons, 3 levels of extreme measures, maxing benefits package, middle management, heightened security, and 1 level of tight deadline to meet our bounty.
No stopping me this time.
We'll take whatever Demeter offers, but ideally her dash is what we're aiming for. I had initially planned around getting her cast, but then I forgot, well, you lose your bloodstone in enemies if you do that. So ideally we get her dash. Her dash would be able to apply chilled very reliably. Alternatively, her call, I can't go her cast. I'm thinking about honestly going the route of well, actually, no, I need to keep Boiling Blood, so, or Abyssal Blood, so never mind. I was thinking about Trippy Shot, but it kind of the same issue as with Crystal Beam. So for now, we'll take her special. That's a nice damage steroid on the special. Gonna have to spam that pretty heavily just to apply chilled reliably, but again, we'll hold out for her cast, or for her dash. She has some tier 2 boons that we're particularly interested in as well, mind you. Namely, her Killing Freeze tier 2, which if all enemies in the room are chill afflicted, which is very easy to do when you have a giant AoE that inflicts chill, it makes enemies even slower and take damage over time. It doesn't count as a curse that activates status privilege, but since we're going to be going the other half of this being Dionysus, it's going to be pretty easy to get status privilege going. I'm not interested in Poseidon right now. I think the gods of most interest would be probably Zeus and Artemis.
I've returned.
Let us conspire to expand and frustrate your Lord Father's sense of both what is and is not possible within his underworld.
I like to think that Chaos is a bit of a troll. These comments definitely lead me to think that. All right, let's see. Ooh, these are all kind of fun, but not what I want. So what I want is boon rarity increase. If I can find that, that would be huge for us. Although Dash Strike 107% damage is really hard to turn down, but I'm going to use a reroll here and see if we can find that. Because the higher rarity we get, the more... no luck. All right, I think we'll take Adult Influence then. As lame as it is to turn down a 73% attack steroid, which is better than most boons you could get from those base gods, this will give us more coin to buy things in the shop that could give us the build we want. Do I really want to give this up? I do. It hurts. It hurts me a little bit to give that up, though. We'll take the coin because the coin will give us more, again, more things we can afford in the shop. Now, for me to not get punished, actually, I don't remember what the debuff Chaos has applied to us, so I guess... Oh, it was our cast. We can't use our cast for 3 encounters or we get hurt. That's fine. I wonder if I should have used a second reroll, honestly. No. It might have been worth it just to get the increased boon rarity for this gimmick build above all things. All other things. Let's see. Hammer. Or fish. I think we go for the fish. The fish is optimal for this build because it makes me happy. I like fishes.
Think I got one. I caught a knucklehead.
Alright. So... Alright, so we're looking for a specific hammer, like I believe I have mentioned, that reduces the speed, or further lowers the speed of enemies. You know, I have no reason to use my cast, and yet I still found a reason to use it, and that was just stupidity, I suppose. Let's see. None of these are what we want. Shadow Slash, more damage from behind. Dash Strike hits twice and deals 200% damage, or attack heals you. None of these are really exactly what we want. Double Edge is always great because it just increases our overall DPS, and Shadow Slash works really well with the slow build because back attacks become extremely easy when enemies are just unable to move. So I guess I'll take that. And then I'll hold off on buying things from this well for now, and we'll just go for the shop. Hopefully we see a god we want instead of Poseidon. Athena is completely irrelevant to this run, but Hermes is nice. Sure, I'll take the increased speed on the special. Why not? Ares being here isn't great, but we only need to make sure that we get Dionysus and Demeter here, so I can deal with Ares showing up and being kind of useless. At the very least, he gives us damage, right?
Unless, that blade of yours. It looks as though it could relieve a mortal of his head with ease. Excalibur, is it? I've studied all the Fates designs, and this one is among my favorites.
Interesting that Ares is aware of King Arthur. So I need to make sure that I have a reliable way of applying Hangover, which could be the dash, could be the attack, can't be the cast. So, I think I'm just going to take Urge to Kill, the damage steroid of 13% on all of our core damage for now, because that runs me less the risk of locking out a boon that I want for my gimmick. Can you please just let me use my special, guys, please? Okay, actually, this speed up on the special feels kind of nice. Yeah, the damage is still kind of whatever. I mean, I've made my grievances with the sword's base damage fairly clear to all. Even with Arthur, I feel like it's still kind of lacking because it's so slow. A lot of the other higher hitting weapons hit high regardless of their attack speed.
What's for sale?
And even in spite of their attack speed, I don't think I'll buy the HP there. So let's go ahead and take this Sisyphus room. We'll take the coin that Sisyphus offers. Completely ignoring Sisyphus for Boldy.
You take good care of Sisyphus there, won't you, Boldy?
Sisyphus is probably one of those names that I cannot say too fast.
Encouragement are not enough. Have one of these here, Prince.
Sisyphus. Okay, maybe it's a fun name to say, I guess. All right, we're taking the coin. What did Boldy give us? Let's see. Boldy gave us 6% cast damage. Seems like there's a little bit of an inkling for a cast build here, but
See you again, right?
it really feels like we're going a special build, which stinks because I didn't get any hammers that benefit the special. But like, look at that. We're just bouncing specials non-stop. And if we can get some more damage modifiers, there is a decent chance we could see it being stronger. But I feel, I don't know, Demeter boons just don't scale into the late game nearly as well as, say, like Artemis boons or even Ares, Zeus, Poseidon. They all have really good late game scaling. I feel like Demeter falls into the same camp as Aphrodite, where their damage falls off. Like, they're strong early, they have really good early game modifiers, but their late game is severely lacking. Oh well. This does feel kind of nice to just spam special and turn brain off. I mean, I normally turn brain off when I'm playing Arthur anyway. I just mash attack. Now I can just mash special instead. Maybe if we see Eurydice, I just go for the, can I get the heroic tier special speed increase on this is kind of silly, I'm not gonna lie. The fun thing that you need to know about this is you can animation cancel the special and keep the damage out. So if I press special and then dash, watch. Oh, hold on. See? So I dashed, but my special went off where my dash ended. It's kind of a nifty thing. Did I hallucinate the sound of a fish? I think I did. You can't go fishing in a fountain chamber, right? We'll definitely take the shop here. We're hopeful to see Dionysus, so I don't have to force him with the keepsake. We get another Ares boon, which isn't terrible. I guess I'll take him.
I'll pay for that.
Curse of Vengeance, sure, that'll get us status privilege if we take damage. Temporarily, it's only as long as Doom is hanging over the enemy's head, but it's damage. We'll take it. I'll leave everything else for later. Alright, so we will have to force Dionysus on the next floor.
I'm back, ladies.
Hello!
Heard you were in the area and thought I'd take another stab at killing you.
Alright, so we toss this out to slow her, we toss that out to slow her, and then we just spam chill, and let's see how slow we can get her right now. Her projectiles just don't even come out, that's kind of funny. Just make sure I keep Boiling Blood and the AoE from our aspect of Arthur going, and she is so slow. I want to make sure that I keep applying Chilled over time so that she doesn't lose the slowdown. And she is outside of our little AoE on Arthur, so it does limit what we can do at the moment, but in terms of slowing her, but like, poor Electo, she can't even move. Where did you go, ma'am? Well, she answered my question. And there she goes. Alright, so we have a really silly Arthur special build, I guess, out of how I expected this run to go. This was not it. But I guess we can pretty reliably apply the special slowdown effect after all. Or specifically the chilled effect. Alright, let's force Dionysus here, and we'll take whatever fourth god is randomly offered to us. But right now, what do we got? We've got just Demeter, and we've got Demeter and Ares. So we'll get Dionysus, so as long as I take only one other god, we should be fine. Artemis is always good for crit chance. Zeus is kind of fun. If I had been going the route of Scintillating Feast, that would have been fine. Yarn of Ariadne we will purchase because that'll enhance whatever boon we get. If we see another Demeter, another Ares, wouldn't be the end of the world, but especially if we see another Hermes. There could be some fun boons from Hermes we could get, I imagine. At this point, I think the main thing I want for this build is dodge chance. Since I'm just going to be brainlessly spamming my special, I may as well have a reduction in how much I'm punished for being brainless, you know? This might be a fun build if we had the Athena special too, because then I would reflect all projectiles. Actually, I guess out of curiosity, which god gives the duo boon that makes all projectiles go at like 50% their normal speed? I think it is Poseidon and Dionysus. No, that doesn't sound right. Maybe it's Poseidon and Demeter. No, that's not right either. I'll check in the codex in a second.
Customary care package for you, cuz.
All right, Hermes, what have you got for us? Auto reload, highest tier, quick recovery, greater evasion. I might take that, honestly. The odds of us setting up for rush delivery are very low on this run. I think I take the greater evasion. Yeah, 15% to dodge chance is great. And we don't have many boons that Eurydice's rarity upgrade can hit. It might honestly be worth taking that to get it on the special for the damage, because clearly we're not in the great making for... Okay, hear me out. If I take her rarity increase and it hits the special and the special speed, we have not the slowdown build that I wanted, but the stupidest special build we will ever see on Arthur this entire playthrough. Alternatively, I go for increased boon rarity and it can set us up for those enhanced slowdown boons like the original plan for this gimmick build was. But will you forgive me if I want to be I want to play the odds. There's a high chance it hits Curse of Vengeance or Greater Evasion or Urge to Kill. It's only a 2 in 5 chance that we get the, just one of the things we want, not to mention 2 of them, so the odds are low.
Kid. So what's it gonna be this time?
But I need to do this, Kiwi. Forgive me. The gimmick build like you set out for is being replaced by a new gimmick. Let's see what we get. Come on, just hit the special speed. We got it. Oh my goodness, we got the heroic special speed on.
Stay cool.
So we now have a 40% increased speed on our special attack, which is just silly. Now all we need from hammers is double Nova, I would say, and we are set. That will literally double our damage, and we have it coming out pretty quick. Wow, this is a dumb build, and I'm very pleased with it. Like, the base damage is whatever. But they can't attack us, and they're slowed by so much just by our base slowing effects that I just sit in my AoE of can't take damage, slow all projectiles, and I'm fine. And push enemies into the lava while I'm at it, because this has so much knockback on it. Okay, well, from one gimmick to another, here we are. Who could have predicted this is how it would end up, but I'm not complaining. Ooh, there's Dionysus. So shop for a palm on the special versus Dionysus. I think we still take Dionysus here. It's a higher rarity. Unfortunately, we can't get his tier 2 boon that slows enemies down until after we get 1 core boon from him. But that's okay. Well, I am terrible at using Meg. I need to learn how to use Meg properly. That was embarrassing. I'm gonna guess that these witches probably counter my build a little bit. If I don't stand behind them. If I stand behind them, I mean, I deny them their basic existence. Like, I still think the attack probably does more damage overall, but I don't care. It's annoying that, despite this being an AoE, it looks like walls do block my special damage, which is kind of annoying.
Bye now, ladies. You wait for just a moment, Zach, because I got just the thing for this occasion. You are gonna love it. Get a load of this.
Let's see what you got. Get a load of this. So, dash or attack is really the question here. I think the dash will be more reliable in terms of being able to apply hangover on enemies. The attack, if I'm already just spamming special, I don't really want to switch into attacking. And I can't stack it. Unlike Chilled, which its cooldown resets every time you reapply it, Hangover ticks down each individual stack has a cooldown rather than the total, like the one stack of Basically, if I'm not constantly applying Hangover, I won't have maximum Hangover damage. As long as I'm applying Chilled once before its cooldown wears up, the stack counter stays above 1 and keeps adding up until it caps at 10. Let's see, Peer Pressure, we do need at least, Numbing Sensation, we need at least Drunken Dash. So let's go ahead and take Drunken Dash here. Maximum Slow, still online. It's just not the priority anymore. The priority is just doing a stupid press Y to win sort of build. At least with Drunken Dash now I reliably get Status Privilege, which is a 40% damage boost as long as enemies have 2 status ailments on them. And between my special chilling and my Drunken Dash poisoning, or, well, hangovering, we should be fine. I felt cool. I knew I could finish that enemy off with my cast. I know the base cast that Zagreus starts out with, it feels so implicitly weak. So appreciate those brief moments of where it does work. And it's mostly just finishing things off that I know I could finish off. Really, you did not get hung over, despite me dropping so many little pools of poison there. Actually, a question I have to ask is, does the Drunken Dash only apply once? No, it does stack up multiple times. Good to know. So it pulses on the ground a couple times before it dissipates, so it does apply multiple stacks per pulse, or it applies 1 stack per pulse. So I think with each dash you can apply up to 3 stacks of Hangover. That's good to know. Doesn't really change how I'm playing that much, but it does make it a little bit, it makes me have a little bit more confidence about getting that status ailment going. Let's go ahead and see if we can get another palm on the special. More damage on a already fairly high tier boon is always going to be good. That guy was like, I don't want any of this, and just ran away. Alright, you know what? Aside from the 3rd hit of our attack with a back attack, looks like our special easily out DPSs our attack. Our base damage on the attack is only 60, 90, and then I think 120, I presume. But because we got the back attack, it got the enhanced damage because we're using Shadow Presence on the mirror. Oof. I am maybe a little bit more prone to taking hits, though, because I am, as previously alluded to, very brain dead with this sort of build where I just mash a button to win game. At least we destroy the witch's projectiles when I drop my special, so there's that to be happy about. And the AoE on the special is nothing to laugh about either. It's pretty decent. Most importantly, though, after having run a bunch of builds where I don't have staggering effects on my damage, our special doesn't stagger enemies.
Power of the gods.
Alright, that's another 12% damage on the special. Sure, we'll gladly take that. What do we got? Shop, HP, or Demeter? I don't know if this is the mid shop or not. I kind of want to take the regular shop, though, because while it can offer us a god, it can also offer us HP, and I'm hurting pretty bad, so some healing would be nice. Worst case scenario, we don't get the healing, but we do get a palm. Let's see what we get. So this is the end shop, so I'm glad I took this then. Athena, I mean, Athena doesn't really help the build, but she doesn't hurt it either. Let me see real quick. I believe it is a Dionysus boon that causes projectiles to get slow. It may be his duo with Athena, actually. Calculated risk, yeah, so this is his duo with... So let's do this. Calculated risk. Your foe's ranged attack projectiles are 50% slower. So it's silly. It's definitely a gimmick, but we do this. So I think I buy everything in the shop. We'll start with Athena.
Why not?
And now, actually, a good question to ask is... Can we get that duo with her call? Because if I get her call, I can just turn my brain off entirely. Yes, so her call does work with this, but I think I honestly take Phalanx Shot first, because that'll lock in a cast slot, maintain our ability to use Abyssal Blood, and do decent damage all the same. And then if we get her aid offered later, I take it. Alternatively, I take Demeter's Aegis to just more reliably apply Chilled.
Shield of light.
We buy the Centaur Heart followed by the food because that'll make us heal more. The amount you heal from the food you buy in Charon's shop and elsewhere is based on a percentage of your max HP, so increasing your max HP first probably heals you more.
Hiss once if you think you're going to lose.
Alright, Lerny. Got some bad news for you, bud. You've got status privilege going, and we're gonna just slow you into oblivion now. So even if it is only what we started out with, Abyssal Blood plus the special effect on Arthur plus the chilled fully stacked to 10, we're already slowing these enemies by a whole whopping like 110%, I want to say. 40, 40, and 30, right? So 80 plus 30 is, yeah, we're slowing by a solid 110%, assuming we get all the stacks of chilled on an enemy. Which, surprisingly, is not hard to do when you have an epic tier special. Or rather, a heroic Hermes Swift Flourish, or whatever it's called. And I can use Phalanx Shot here to reflect these projectiles. Alright, that's one enemy taken down. Or one head down. The funny thing about it is, in particular, the AoE circle that we drop, the aura that we drop with the aspect of Arthur, again, it does give us damage reduction, but it doesn't just slow enemies, it slows their projectiles, which is pretty funny. I'm stuck in the lava, it wouldn't let me out. I must have been like clipped into a wall or something, I'm not sure what happened there, but I swear I was dashing and not getting out, which is really lame. I took so much damage there. Almost lost a Death Defiance because of it too. Oh well. Oh, hello. Hello, Lerny. Alright, we got your heads down. I think I'm honestly going to pop Meg here just to reduce the chances of taking unnecessary damage.
Meg.
This monster, huh?
And I popped a Meg, and Meg popped a Lerny. Sheesh. There we go. No Death Defiance is wasted yet, although we came pretty close with some careless play. This fountain is going to heal us to full, but it'll heal us a nice 60%. Never mind. It'll heal us some HP. It heals us some HP, I guess. Alright, so what do we want now? We've already used Demeter's keepsake, we've already used Dionysus' keepsake, so it's all bets are off on if they're going to show up at this point. Honestly, what I probably do at this point is I just take the Palm Blossom and try to get some more levels on the special for the damage it gives. Alternatively, Coin Purse for more coin. I think we go Palm Blossom, though. It's more fun that way. Anything to sell here? No, I'm going to keep all this. Anything to buy here? 22 coin for 33 HP, I think that's worth it. Keep us alive a little bit longer.
Done.
So again, we are hunting for one tier 2 boon from each of our gods that we actually cared about, and then a cheeky duo boon between Dionysus,
Nice and cool up here.
pardon me, Dionysus and Athena would just be funny, but more the icing on the cake than anything else. Ares is irrelevant, so we definitely go the Dionysus room here. It is very rare for me to see two gods offered as like the first room in Styx, honestly. More commonly than not, you get a hammer or a Hermes boon and then some like HP or coin offering. I am just eating all those projectiles when I have a projectile reflecting ability that I should just be using, like so. And unfortunately, our reflected projectiles also travel slower, which does make it a little bit harder to reliably benefit from that effect. To actually reliably use that deflection of damage to do damage itself. At least our special does destroy the butterflies, which means I'm less likely going to be taking damage, and as long as I drop a Drunken Dash on top of those, they get status privilege. Alright, Drunken Stride After Party or Premium Vintage. I mean, this is a 30 HP boon. It's kind of appealing here. But we could reroll and potentially see Numbing Sensation for that 15% at minimum movement speed reduction on enemies. I don't know. I think the HP is more worth it. We're already kind of like just having bad RNG for our build path anyway, so I think it's better to go that route. I don't need more HP than what I have, so we'll go for the coin here to hopefully afford things. How much do you want to bet that was the last Dionysus we will ever see this run? Not impossible, but seems likely, knowing our typical RNG, the nature of our typical RNG. I mean, our last run was so rough. We were on PB pace, and then we just got 4 chamber sticks. Hate to see it. Oh well, what can you do? Next time I get a rail run, I'll try another aspect of Hestia speedrun, and we'll see what we can get away with. Alright. Curse of Vengeance actually does some decent damage here. Since enemies are slow, they're going to hit me once and then just take a whole bunch of damage from that. No, you cannot respawn. Just barely got that out. I was pretty sure that thing was going to respawn. I'm going to say, though, this build is certainly lacking damage. It's just fun to spam special. Certainly not very viable, but gimmick build is gimmick build after all. Alright, we can take the mid shop here and hope for either Dionysus or Demeter to show up this time. And we got a mystery boon. Okay, let's take it.
Oh, hey, man, what is new? Looks like you are stocked for one hell of a night down there, man. I knew Charon would hook you up with what you need.
Alright, Dionysus, can we feel some numbing sensation? Peer pressure, strong drink, drunken strike. I can re-roll this, but there's a chance he just gives us all the same things. I'm gonna re-roll once. We have 5 re-rolls. There's no harm in re-rolling at least once here.
No thanks.
Curse of Nausea. Your hangover effects deal damage faster. I don't know, man. Apparently, Curse of Vengeance is a prerequisite for this duo, is my guess, because I don't know how we are set up for it otherwise. Yeah, Curse of Vengeance is apparently a precursor for this. I guess we just take it out of the pool. Yeah, we'll take Curse of Nausea, whatever.
Time to feast.
It'll make our dash do a little bit more damage, at least.
Should come in useful.
And now we're up to 175 base damage, percent base increased base damage on the special. That Patty room looks kind of nice, but honestly, the Dionysus room can still give us a high-tier numbing sensation.
I accept all challengers. No prior notice necessary.
Appreciate that, Asterius. So, all right, we're going to just try and slow this bull down as much as possible. His swings do hit behind him, so I have to be a little careful about getting too close to him when he's doing his combo attack, but he is so slow right now. I have so much time to react. I wish that backstab enhancing boon that we got affected our special. If I had known this was the way things were going to go, I probably would have gone for the other one, dash strike, just because I'm more likely to do a dash strike than try to go for back attacks here. All right, he's going to do that. I'm saving Meg, by the way. Maybe I save Meg for Alicia, or for Styx, I don't know. I feel like there are arguments for both options. Just gonna try and keep him as slow as possible. All right, there's phase one. Honestly, I think I'm more likely to take... you know what? I should save Meg for when we fight the heroes together. That's when I'm really gonna take damage, honestly. All right, I just dash away while he's doing that and still get hit anyway because I don't have the timing right. Darn it! All right, now we're in sync. There we go. Get some good specials in here. Bail out. Get another special. Okay, there we go.
Enough. Well fought.
All right, so we have yet to see any Dionysus or Demeter tier 2s that we specifically want, but maybe our time is now. Come on, Dionysus.
I accept this message.
Oh, there it is. Numbing sensation. Your hangover effects make your foes move slower by 20%. So now we are up to 130% slow on enemies. All right, here's our next hammer. There is a chance that we could see the hammer that slows enemies further. I would really love to get this gimmick build done and dusted. I have tried it, I think now 3 times, and kind of in every instance of trying it, wound up with a completely different gimmick that is equal parts funny and absolutely not what I had planned at all. And it's a little exhausting to keep running Arthur, which is not one of my favorite aspect weapons, for the sake of getting a really dumb gimmick that just refuses to pay off. But we'll see what we can get, you know? At the very least, Drunken Dash is giving us some extra damage. Failing Shot is always good and helps us get a little bit of extra defense against projectiles, if nothing else. And our special is just surprisingly a halfway decent DPS tool on Arthur, which I never would have expected. That said, I can absolutely feel that our DPS is lacking here.
Not so fast.
Sadly losing a Death Defiance, but that's fine, honestly. Like, if worst case scenario, I just play super safe against Hades, which is not hard to do when you are slowing your enemies by 130%, or at minimum, assuming we don't get the full stacks of chilled, at least like 80%, you know? This is... I do not enjoy these Elysian champions that spawn clones that explode in an AoE, because they make it so much harder to kill the revenants that are actually like their respawn revenants. I think our real one is right here, hiding underneath the well. There we go. All right. So we did not get the slowing hammer. Unfortunately, we just never seem to get it on these runs. I try every time and never get it. Like I said, it's just the RNG hates us. Your special hits with a wider area and does 20% more damage, or your special makes you lunge ahead and become sturdy for a whole second. I think between the two, Supernova just does more damage for us.
I can't.
Sturdiness is only survivability. It is not anything else. I would love to see a enhanced special damage, but we're not getting that, of course. But 48 HP for 28 coin is worth it in my book. A palm or coin, I mean... If we're offered 2 God Boons, which is very unlikely, in a shop, we could afford both of them. We won't be able to afford a lot in Styx just yet. The palm at best hits our special again, or it might be able to hit Numbing Sensation. I guess since we are still kind of trying to ride that gimmick build, I'll go for that, but realistically speaking, the fact that we didn't have the hammer RNG basically seals the deal of this is not our slow build, and I'm going to have to try this run again. But I will say the next time I'm offered the sword, I will probably run a different build altogether. I need a break from Arthur. It's not my favorite weapon. Like, honestly, I think it's become my favorite sword because I can gimmick with it so hard and not be punished because of just the AoE damage reduction and slow that we get on the special. But if it weren't for that, my goodness, it's just so painfully slow to play like any other sword, and that's why it doesn't play like any other sword. It's kind of the same as Guan Yu. You don't play it like you would any other spear. You either go all in on the special or all in on the spin charge. Oh, because it was chilled, I could not tell that that was a bad one or like a fake one. Unfortunate. Oh well. Almost got these guys dead. Yeah, like this is a slow DPS build for sure, but it's a manageable one. Ugh, these Revenants, man, I do not deal well with them here. I'm getting rid of this butterfly ball first. None of that. None of this is allowed in my giant circle of freezy goodness. Oh my goodness. And you are just off in your own little corner doing whatever the heck you want. We're getting rid of you first. Like, I legitimately can't tell which is the real and which is the fake once they're stacked too heavily with chilled, because they, the glowing of pink that they're supposed to do just kind of blends in or like gets numbed by the cold. Whatever. There we go. Really, that was a really long chamber. And let's see. Numbing sensation. We can palm it. So we're up to 25%. Okay. Works for me. Works for me. All right. Let's see. A Demeter Athena trial actually sounds kind of appealing if it weren't for the fact that I'm going to lose a Death Defiance here. We're still going for it, but I'm going to lose a Death Defiance here. Actually, you know what? Demeter is... Athena is not really that punishing a penalty. Let's get our fish first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Demeter first and hope we get freezing... What is it? Freezing kill or killing freeze or... I'm blanking on it. But if we get that, then we're pretty stacked up on all our slow effects except for the hammer boon. Which, again, I might be misremembering whether it exists or not. I might be mixing it up with just it makes your damage reduction better.
You have my gratitude.
All right, Demeter. Killing freeze. It's her lowest rank, but it does slow them by 10%. I could re-roll and hope for a higher rarity, or take her aid if I don't. This one's a toughie. I have a lot of re-rolls, but I don't think it's really worth re-rolling this necessarily. I'm taking it.
Are you testing the limits of my patience with you, Zagreus?
Yes.
Then I shall test your limits in turn.
Okay. Alright, so Athena's trials are only rough if she can get those shields off or if Void Stones start spawning in, but if she doesn't get them off, then we're just able to kill things before she can protect them most of the time. Archers are a bit of a pain. I just need to make sure that I kill the Revenants before they can start going and start spamming their projectiles. She seems to mostly favor using her shields around the enemies that are closest to me too, which makes it a lot easier to deal with them because I just focus on the ones that are further away when she shields them. The main issue is if she ends up getting her shield on Revenants, because then I can't stop them from respawning. But we can just kind of time these shields out. Well, that was pretty easy for the... Oh, well, we have another wave. Never mind. I think we try and take out shielders first, because they're the ones I always take damage against. And, oh, there are a lot of archers. I'm going to toss a phalanx shot out here to reflect projectiles if I can. Try and hit them with some drunken dashes if I can as well. There's one. There's two. It got shielded before I could kill it. But the shield wore off before it could get its little thing back. Okay. Athena's gonna buy this guy so much time if I don't kill him fast. Alright, there we go. Not a bad trial.
I would very much prefer to think we both know better than to let old grudges stew forever, Zagreus.
I like stew. Thanks, Jeff. You have contributed to this conversation. Blinding... I can get Blinding Flash. What do I have that applies Reflect? Exactly. Oh, Phalanx Shot. Right, I forgot about that. The abilities that can deflect make foes exposed and take 75% more backstab damage, which does scale with that hammer that we got at the very start. I guess I could take that? It's one more way of getting status privilege, I guess, in case I don't want to dash near an enemy to apply the poison. Sure, I'll take that. And then let's go for this palm to potentially get another level of numbing sensation. If it can't hit, I mean, I don't know if it can hit Killing Freeze, but if it can, that'd be pretty funny too. The one thing I will say about this build is it really does benefit from back attack steroids. Like, look at that. That back stab did 956 damage, which is quite nice. Imagine if we crit plus backstab. We're not going to have that happen because we're not going Artemis, and without Artemis, our chances of critting are basically 0. But it's a fun thought, and we did have that one backstab focused build that popped off surprisingly well. Like, I was genuinely impressed with how much damage I could do. Granted, we never got to see the highest number because we just had bad crit RNG on Hades, and for it to have worked, I probably would have needed to put him on extreme measures for calisthenics program, which I will refuse to do with the aspect of Arthur if I can avoid it. I mean, realistically speaking, I think I've kind of settled into the idea that once I reach my 100th win streak, we are going to do 32 heat runs on every weapon until we have beaten every aspect. And then I'm going to do a tier list that kind of formalizes my thoughts of which weapons are the easiest and which weapons are the hardest to run casually for gimmick builds. Also looking at fun as an aspect as well. Fun, damage, potential.
Exactly what I need.
Do I buy this Death Defiance? I feel like it might be worth it. But Nemesis Crest is kind of funny. 50% more damage from back attacks. Probably not worth it. I am going to buy this Death Defiance just because I'm prone to taking a lot of damage with Arthur, and I would like to turn my brain off and turn my Y button on for the final fight. I think this is in the end shop. Yeah, it is. A Dionysus boon or a palm. I can't take both. Unless there's a nice golden chest, a golden pot somewhere for us, which there is not. All right, so I guess the question is there anything left from Dionysus that I particularly want? Drunken Dash is carrying for getting Hangover on, so that's fine. Premium Vintage we already got. Strong Drink would probably be the only thing I really, really want at this point. So I think I take the Palm. Unless you have a duo I'm not accounting for. Right, calculated risk. I forgot that we were thinking about taking calculated risk. It's mostly for funsies, it's not for anything else. I'm gonna go
Doing business.
and now we're at a 30% slow on enemies from Numbing Sensation, plus 10% from Killing Freeze, plus the 110 from the other things that we've already discussed.
These two.
So that's a 150% slow.
Others in Elysium are so unwise to take up arms against Asterius and myself.
If I am mathing correctly, mind you.
Don't you touch her.
Where did she come from?
With some nice easy damage. Oh, Asterius. Oh no, I'm gonna get clipped by that. Oh, I'm lucky that didn't hit me a second time. I think we just keep on Theseus here, and Asterius will come to us. Oh wow, we already phased Asterius. I guess because we fought him in his mini-boss form. Look how slow Theseus is, though. This is kind of silly.
Again you did this to me?
Oh, hello.
Lord Zeus, I call
Oh goodness, that was unfortunate. Asterius is just making Theseus untouchable. Oh, I touched him. It was bad. Can you guys be as slow as possible? Okay, I'm glad I bought that Death Defiance, I think. This was definitely avoidable damage, and I acknowledge that, but it's just, look at this. We actually have pretty decent damage, all things considered. But more than anything, we just have these guys slowed to the point of basically being skellies. We turned our enemies into skelly by just spamming our special and our slows. Like, let's see if I can get one more special down before he dies. Never mind. Poison. Got him. Oh well. And killing freeze probably got him too.
Please hold your applause.
But we actually have a pretty decent amount of damage.
I won again, Shade, thanks to your support.
It's just coming from everything adding up rather than any one individual boon. Alright, final floor. What do we take? Do we just sit on the Palm Blossom? I think I probably just keep sitting on the Palm Blossom, honestly. Do I waste coin for HP here? I probably save it, I think, honestly. I could sell this Blinding Flash for coin. I don't think I will. Again, that status privilege is quite nice, so that reliable status privilege from a range, if you will. Because the way Drunken Dash works is it drops a AoE where you landed. So what you have to do is you have to dash onto the enemy and then dash away while standing on top of them. And then the second dash is what will hit them, unless they're chasing you. If they're chasing you, then that will work fine. You just let them, you just kite them through your AoE, through your clouds. All right, let's see. Ares, Artemis. There is a Hermes there. There's a Demeter and an Artemis. Or sorry, an Athena. Let's go for Athena first and clear out whatever mini-boss she throws our way. Then we'll take Demeter, I think. But we have all our slowing boons except for the... at this point, except for the duo boon between Dionysus and Athena. Which overall, I would say, is one of the weakest duo boons. Because honestly, I feel like I'm more prone to taking damage from projectiles when they're moving slower because I'm anticipating dodging them and I'm not used to having numbing, whatever that boon is called. I'm blanking on the name now. Like I said, it's a boon that we really never take. Just like we never take Abyssal Blood for that matter, you know? This is a run full of things that we wouldn't ordinarily take. Alright. But yeah. I'd say overall, if it weren't for missing a hammer that may or may not even exist, this is about as good a slow build as I could ask for. So maybe I call it done. But we all know that I can't be satisfied by anything short of everything. You know, I don't actually know what I want. I don't actually know what I'm trying to say here, but
No thanks.
why is the palm just hitting only Curse of Vengeance? Does it still think we're running the Aphrodite dash only run? It's like, if we were, then I would understand, but we are not. We are very much not. Where's the poison cure? There it is. Okay. Almost got this satyr dead. Unfortunately, these ground markers of poison are really a pain to deal with. Did we kill it? Did we kill it? We did kill it. Okay, good. So that's a little bit more manageable. I keep walking into the poison just to get into range. Oh my goodness. And this rat come to me instead of getting clipped onto the wall. Oh, it's getting slowed by our aura. Okay, now I can hit it. With barely any damage. That armor is, like, really frustrating to deal with. Not to mention these rats every time the tiny rats that are spawning are not helping. I would love to hit it with a dose of Hangover. I just don't really want to get hit by its damage while I do so. That worked, though. Okay, we got it. We're out.
Go club your hooves.
Make not the same mistake twice, and you shall always grow wiser, no matter what else.
All right, Athena, what have you got for us today? Attack, aid, or shield? We had one more Athena out in the lobby. That could give us her call, which I would love to just take her call, turn my brain off, and spam special next to Hades. Or I reroll for calculated risk. I think I have a better chance of getting calculated risk in this room because it's a higher tier boon than in the shop, so I'll reroll once and we'll see what we get.
Hey, got anything else?
We didn't get it, and we got a very low tier Divine Strike versus a Death Defiance. Honestly, probably take that. Yeah, Last Stand, we'll take that. One extra Death Defiance, and we heal more with each Death Defiance now, which is quite nice for us. I can afford that other Athena boon, and I probably will go buy it now. Or actually, let me take the other two rooms first, or at least the Demeter room. The reason for that is this can lock up a core boon slot for us, which increases the odds that we get the boon that we actually want. If I'm offered Demeter's call, I will probably take it over what I had planned, overtaking Athena's call, just because then I can very reliably apply chill stacks to enemies. But we'll see what we get. For now, we just spam special and let these guys get rocketed away into walls.
It's no use.
Yeah, like we needed like an Artemis on this run to make the special really feel good, because at least if we crit, we'd be doing like 600 to 700 damage per special. We got another level of numbing sensation, awesome. And okay, 2 chamber sticks, awesome. Snowburst, Frost Strike, Nourished Soul. Is there anything from Demeter that I particularly want? A duo or anything else of that nature? We do not have enough boons to get her legendary, so that's off the table. Ice Wine we can't get. Stubborn Roots is one of my least favorite boons. It just does not work for me. So yeah, I think I'm having a brain fart on who our third god is. Our Ares, that's it. So yeah, we're out of gods. So no duo boons for her that I want. I guess let's just take the attack and lock in a core boon slot. Sure.
Now back to Cerberus.
Now we have 2 ways of applying chilled reliably. But realistically speaking, we care not for either of them.
Leave and explore more tunnels.
If only we had 7 more coin. Alright, I'm gonna take this Athena boon.
Cheers, mate.
And we re-roll, I think, here. Reroll once.
How about a different set of choices then?
And she heard me complain about Stubborn Roots. Frankly, if I have the choice between Stubborn Roots and Athena's Aid, I'm taking Athena's Aid. That will keep me alive more than anything else. And we'll just buy this palm.
Power of Olympus.
One last level on our special for 181% more damage.
Vigilant Cerberus decides to look the other way this once.
All right, Serby, let us through and let us go slow dad to infinity.
I owe you one, boy.
Let's see what a over 150% slow looks like on the final boss of Hades, also known as Hades. It gets really confusing when I'm trying to title these videos, when I want to say like beating Hades,
This time, Father.
and I'm referring to the boss, or am I referring to the game?
I trust you have retained enough of your strength through this ordeal to make this worth our while.
That's why I have to be very explicit and just say final boss or dad when I'm referring to the boss versus the game. All right, so what we do is we shoot our cast to slow him with that, drop our aura, tag him with as many specials as we can, and now let's just watch him walk up. Well, unfortunately when he does that, he clears all status debuffs, so nothing I can do about that. All right, just spam this, dash around so he can't hit us. Well, he can hit us if he does that, unfortunately, and now he's impervious. We're probably not going to get to see this until phase 2 at best, unfortunately. At the very least, I'll try and take out his friends first, so that they're not causing issues for us. And he's used a darkness, so hopefully that stays on cooldown for a little bit. Wow, that rounded the corner out real bad. Oh, I barely got away with that. That should have clipped me. Alright, this is about as slow as we're going to see him, potentially. Here we go. One more hit, and that's as slow as he can get. Move towards us, Hades. That comes out so slow. Feels bad for him. I think I probably just use Greater Call here, frankly.
I shall protect you, cousin.
And now I can turn my brain off and just spam special. I'm just reflecting all projectiles too, which are hurting him. Oh, well, that wore off before I realized. No matter. It's totally fine. We have 2 Death Defiances left. And like I said, my build path is to just go full monkey mode and turn brain off, turn damage on. I mean, look at how free this is. He's so slow he can't do anything.
Blast you.
Appreciated auto-target following him when he dashed behind me there. That was actually kind of cool of it. Because that usually isn't how it works out for me. Did you see auto-target fire that failing shot downwards, though? That was auto-target actively opposing my interests. But, like, he is so slow. Look how long it takes for him to wind up an attack.
This is for your own good.
I think I just sit here and spam special. Alright, let's see him try to walk over to us. Dashing is cheating, Dad. Dashing is cheating. Come on, move. Come on, move. You're so slow. Look at how slow his projectile is. Oh, you gotta feel bad for him. There's nothing he can do here. Just make sure I keep tagging him with slow, tagging him with poison, and then we're just gonna dance in his lasers, ring around the lasers. He can't do anything. All right, and that's a win. Easy peasy. Definitely didn't need all the Death Defiances I bought. Oh well.
Were it not for all my wretched kin upon Olympus, you fought well.
All right, I think that only leaves one more bounty to get on the sword, and then I don't have to play it anymore, right, Kiwi? All right, let's see. So let's talk about numbers. Let's see how slow were these guys actually. So we of course have to honor Aspect of Arthur, reduces enemies damage and speed by 40% in an AoE aura. Then we got our chill stacked up to 10. Combo that with, where is it? Where is it? There's it. Nope. There's Killing Freeze. So Killing Freeze 10%. So we're at 50. Pardon me. We're at 50% now. We are at now 32% plus that. So that is 82% slow. Then we have the chill effect, of course, going, which is implied by Killing Freeze, which is capping at 40. So we're at 122% slow from that. Then we have Boiling Blood, which is another 30%. So we are at a 152% slow on Dad. Hate to see it happen to the man. I think at that point, we just honor the actual gimmick that happened in this build that we weren't expecting, which was special with 40% increased speed. And there we go, 94 win streak and 126 wins altogether. Out of what, 137 runs, I think, total. We're on episode, what, 138 now, I think, if I'm counting right.
Titans.
Which is not bad. We have, that's well above a 90% win rate at this rate, right?
Prince Zagreus proceeded onward toward a certain doom, entirely too graphic to describe.
Yeah, so only a couple more wins until our 100th win streak, and then I don't care about dying anymore, and I can play really dumb builds. I do think I have a plan for our final build for the 100th win streak. I'm gonna risk it all on an AFK build, maybe. Try again.
Hey, welcome.
You should have seen the other guy. Have you seen the other guy? Cause of Death Brawl. I think he's remembering who he beat up, I guess.
Welcome to the house of... Oh, you know.
Yeah, it's the House of Zagreus. Or it's the House of Hypnos. Alright, no Than, no Achilles. One Mom?
Do let me know if I can help with anything, all right?
Mom, give me better Palm RNG. I did not need it on Curse of Vengeance this run. That was the last run we needed it on.
Notoriously vicious Cerberus is watching quietly his master's court.
Alright, let's get some good luck head pets.
Always have more pets.
And Kiwi is standing right next to me, so can I have some good luck head... Yay, head pets! I love head pets, yay! Thank you, Kiwi. I love you. Alright. Hades, what have you got to say?
All my subjects exhibited such promptness. Your report, then, if you please do so.
I feel like that might be a passive slight against at least Zagreus, but almost certainly Hypnos.
Sir, the office currently is running smoothly, sir. Lounge attendance is up at 28% with customer satisfaction ratings in the 80th percentile. No issues to report at this time.
See that we achieve 30% before the turn of the Eon, Chief Custodian. Other than that, a satisfactory report. Now carry on.
I don't enjoy that notion because is that 30% from base or is that 30% from the now 28% increased satisfaction? Either way. Hopefully it's not hopefully it's not that. Oh, I am being greeted by a Chroma. Chroma, you can't nuzzle the microphone. No, Chroma. Oh boy. Chroma, can I get you to squeak on the microphone? You're standing on the side where it's not picking up audio. You're blocking. I can't see the screen. There's a cat butt in my face. Okay, she moved. We're good.
Good service from the head chef.
All right, head chef, featured house servant. We'll buy those gemstones. It's only 20, but we're not using keys for pretty much anything except re-rolling the mirror now and again.
Here's the latest cat, chef.
All right, some nectar and some gems. We have a lot of resources to spend on things. We should do that whenever we get a faster run. I should have done it last episode when I did a speed run attempt.
Nix, Ares sends you his regards again. Wanted to let you know.
Thank you, my child. We may seldom have occasion to encounter one another, he and I, but it is good to have another friend upon Olympus, even if Goddess Athena and he are not on the best of terms.
It's complicated over there, I guess.
Complicated is to put it lightly, Zagreus. It is war-inducing at the worst of times. All right, let us go see what the Dark Thirst tells us to run next episode. And it is a gauntlet run. Okay, well, do I do another dash-only run this soon after our last dash-only run? I'm kind of enjoying them, so I honestly might. But maybe I go something else just to give us a rest. We haven't done a 100% dodge chance build in a while. You know what? Let's do that. Let's take the aspect of Zagreus on the gauntlet, on the Twin Fist. We'll take the Lament Plume. We're gonna go for an 100% dodge chance build. We'll take. Do I want? Yeah, I'll take Ruthless Reflex for this, and that'll be our plan. I can set up things for next episode later. Kiwi, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're
have it already, boyo. No holding back.
Sleeping well, and if you are sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I have not been sleeping enough. I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more Hades fun.
Getting hurt. We'll be right back.